Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 9 of Strike 2, the Venom, and we are getting right into Game 2 of the World Series, as this is telling me what I already know. My team is red hot, and now we're getting another scenario here. Still at Dbacks field. We are at the plate. Naylor is at the plate. Suarez, Marte are at first and second. Gilbert on the mound. We'll see if Naylor can give the Dbacks a one-run lead with a 3-run homer or a dirty line drive. We'll see.
And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us.
Naylor with one out, first and second. They're going to probably try to get a ground ball or a sacrifice fly. That was probably the pitch.
The Mariners have some bullpen action for the first time. Andres Munoz appears to be getting loose. Spire also getting red.
Right to.
Naylor swings through that one.
Man, that's
swung at that, but that was a good pitch to swing at.
Guys throw that these days, but I tell you what, he's got a good one.
Probably would have hit him there. 1-2 count.
Is ball one.
2-2.
Almost got him.
2-2 count. To the swung, but that's okay.
Just locked him up right there for the second out, and that's an at-bat he's probably going to be thinking about for a little while. Didn't pull the
trigger.
trigger.
Here is Corbin Carroll.
Go down in an RBI spot,
with
so
2 outs.
You got to hope your teammate behind you can pick you up.
This is Corbin Carroll.
That is a line drive. 1 run will go in. And now it is 4-3 Mariners. First and third, 2 out. Waller at the plate. We're going to try and steal Carroll. And now we have runners in scoring position at second and third with 2 outs, and Waller at the plate. That is a line drive, but is it getting caught? It is a very great catch by Julio Rodriguez, as they only give up the 1 run on that Corbin Carroll RBI single.
Welcome back. Taking a look at our game.
Here's Gilbert versus Gurriel Jr.
Gilbert back to work.
Shouldn't have swung at that.
So far, this guy's been able to tease the strike zone, gets those swings and misses. Somebody's going to have to shorten up.
4-3 lead still.
Patient and make this guy work in the zone a little more.
Ah, crap. Same pitch.
2 pretty nasty sliders to get this hitter in an 0-2 count. You're up there at the plate. You got to look up.
Why did I swing at any of those? They were all the same damn pitch. Oh well. 1 out.
Yeah, it just does so much to
Moreno against Gilbert.
Important inning like this. When you got the leadoff hitter, so critical in setting the table when you got a tight game
1 ball,
like
no
this.
strikes.
So a strikeout really puts them on their heels.
Moreno in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1.
Ooh.
That one is lifted in the air.
That is out number 2 as
to his right, makes the grab, 2 down.
That might have been Robles? Yeah, that's Robles.
Jake McCarthy stands in now for the Diamondbacks.
Here's McCarthy with 2 down. That is a homer that's going to tie this game. 4-4 tie. I think they're going to take Gilbert out after that big game-tying homer by Jake McCarthy. Told you he's got sneaky speed and hitting. Just had to come in the clutch at the right place at the right time, and here he did. And they're going to keep him out there. Tied at 4 with 2 out. Perdomo at the plate. And that is caught by Crawford to end the bleeding.
Arizona gets even with this solo homer. It's now tied.
All right, now we need to figure out how to get some runs on Munoz. Here's Marte. He can start that.
3-4-5 due up for the home team.
Oh, good pitch.
Stands in now for the
it's 0-1.
Tied at 4. Out to short. Crawford throws the first
That's
into
out number one,
They
grounder,
get the out
the
on
doinker,
Marte.
really you could say, a bad hop
Emilio Suarez up
to
the
Crawford, but he still
The
gets it
outfield
for the
playing
out.
at the
Here's
full, with the
Suarez.
center fielder positioned in that left
Ah.
center gap. Check swing, did he
Couldn't
go?
swing at that. Ooh, I could have waited a little bit.
0-2.
Yeah, I probably should have waited. That probably would have been a grounder, though. There we go. A big deep fly to center for out number 2. Julio Rodriguez. All right, Naylor with 2 outs against Munoz. Can he do what he did last inning? Well, he does something good. He gets a big bullet line drive for a 2-out double
Oh, hey.
with 2 outs.
And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the
Here's
yard
Corbin
that time.
Carroll with the runner on second. And they're going to intentionally walk Carroll because they're a bunch of pussies. All right. Bottom of the 8th, first and second with 2 outs. Waller.
And remember, he was absolutely robbed of a base hit last time up.
Runners on the move.
Ooh, that helps us as they have a wild pitch. Second and third with 2 out with Waller, the man at the plate against Munoz. Can we get the lead? 1-1. 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Staying alive. That probably would have been called a strike.
Go-ahead run at third in the bottom half of the 8th inning. That misses
2-2.
2-2.
It's 2-2. They tried to
We
get
got a
him
full
to
count.
chase
Full
the slider
count.
down and away.
And the bases are loaded with 2 gone. Gurriel at the
That sets
plate.
up a really big at bat in this game. These are the moments when everyone in the stadium gets really locked in.
And Gurriel just misses a home
Oh
run.
man, that's a tough one to swallow. Had the distance, just couldn't keep it fair. Imagine how great that feels.
Oh, I should have swung at that. Okay, 0-2 count.
Figure out a way. Maybe he can do it again.
The 0-2.
That is a ground ball. Gets at least 1 run in. Will he get another? It will.
He beats it. But they lead by 2.
2-run single by Gurriel to give the Diamondbacks a 2-run lead. Comes up clutch. Could have been a grand slam, but we'll take the 2 other runs, you know.
Gregory Santos.
So here's Santos
And this could be a pretty
with the runner on
critical point
first
in
and
this game.
third.
They're hoping
2
he's the
out,
guy to keep
Moreno
them
at the
within
plate.
striking distance.
And that was also a cookie served up that I swung too early on.
Lawler, the runner at third. Gurriel at first. 2 out of the inning.
Oh, that was some hot dog water.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Runner takes off.
And we now have a 6-4 lead going into close. And we will put in
Here's the first
Kevin
baseman,
Van Ginkel
Luke Raley.
for the Mariners.
This could end it.
And as a pop-up to McCarthy for out number 3, and we get game 2.
He's got it. Ball game. And the Diamondbacks get it done and
Okay.
gone in the 9th.
Marte with 1 out, former
Outstanding hitter
team.
in Ketel Marte.
So far, they haven't booed him heavily, and that is a ball that was called
Probably
a strike.
the best one we have seen. Throwing it where he wanted to, have a nice tight spin to it, and a teaser.
That's a good hit, and that could be the insurance the Diamondbacks need, which is a line drive homer by Ketel Marte, and now the boos are rolling in from this former team.
Is always a good thing in
That is out number 3 as they get Naylor.
Another run for Arizona.
We
with
get
this
an extra
ball.
run of insurance from Marte,
Last chance
and
for
here's
the home
Dylan
team.
Moore
And now
against
Dylan Moore.
AJ Puck.
Hey, look, we'll see how it factors in. I just can't emphasize how much that insurance run in the top of the ninth
Out number
means.
1,
Just
going to
such a big
Naylor if he can
difference
catch
mentally
it.
when you're chasing 2 runs and
1
still
out.
one.
They makes the catch.
2 outs away from taking a 3-0 lead
He's 2 outs away.
in this World
And up
Series.
next for Seattle,
Strike
Victor
1.
Robles. 1 out, base is empty. Late
Strike
now,
2.
Strike 2.
Oh, 2.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again.
Fouled off.
Got him swinging. Now only 1 out remaining.
Out number
Well,
2.
saw a solid effort out of their starter, and the bullpen is following suit.
Here is
Just a
Ryan
good way
Bliss.
As a manager or as a pitching coach, when you can hand the ball off to multiple arms.
That is a very long out, number 3, as the Dbacks team take game 3.
His quick release is unreal.
2 gone. The possible go-ahead run.
Ooh, that's a big hit by Raleigh.
Bullet down the line. And a base hit right there. Here's Rodriguez.
And Julio is going to get thrown out at home. Inning over, still 0-0. And now their closer comes out, I believe. That's a line drive. But is it a single? It is just a single.
Go-ahead run is on base.
1 out with the runner on first. And then
These
it
guys
should
today are so
be
great at handling velocity.
Suarez.
They're
Yep.
seeing high speeds day after day, and a nice job of turning that one around.
And
Runner, he's
now,
going, he's going.
Eugenio Suarez.
And that is going to be out number 2 as Marte gets thrown out at second. Here's Suarez with 2 down and 1 strike in the count.
Just every aspect, receiving the pitch, but then also getting
0-2.
into a position to get off a quick throw. Right there, that was perfect execution, and it allowed him to get the throw down the second in time.
Gets a piece.
Still 0-2.
And it stays 0-2. Two outs.
1 ball.
That was a
2 strikes.
very badly thrown ball. Slider. 1-2. That is going up. And that is at the wall. That is a leadoff triple. And this could be a Game 4 win for the Mariners.
Swings and he breaks his bat.
That is out number 2. And runner is still at third as he did not advance. And that is a walk-off single. Mariners win Game 4. They stay alive.
The way off that pitch
I'm
down.
surprised you didn't go for that. That is a line drive by Crawford, which gets the runner from first to third, possibly even home, and he does. RBI double for Crawford.
And that'll load the bases.
Take your base.
Take your base. Bases are now
The stage has
loaded
been set
for
this offense,
Rosarena with no
It's
one
all
out.
about creating opportunities, and this is one of them right here.
Rosarena
0-1.
up for the third
Okay,
time
we need
here.
to
Watches
1-0.
that one miss.
Get down and dirty.
Bases loaded, nobody out. Here at the bottom of the 7th.
If that stayed in the yard, that would have been an out.
In
But
the
it
infield
is
at the
not.
corners,
1-1.
Don't be surprised to see them come home first.
And that is a big line drive that's going to bring in at least 2. Rosarena gives them a 2-run padded lead with a 2-run double.
He got the front foot down, but was
And we're back. All set to start the 9th in this one. Eugenio Suarez up to the plate now. He's a guy who does it all with the lack of contact in today's game.
All right,
This guy
here's Suarez.
gets Contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. Hard hit to
Ground
third.
out. Pitch
Gets
number
it to
1,
first.
out number 1.
And a quick out number 1. He's 2 outs away. Naylor now at the plate.
Here's Naylor with 1 down.
I mean, his pitch
1-0.
efficiency,
Ball.
ability to get ahead in the count, at times pitch to contact, let the defense work behind him. That's why he's still in the game here in the 9th inning.
You just don't see it that much anymore. A guy being this efficient and getting this deep into the game.
I wonder if he's going to be able to close it out. There's just something about that ninth inning. But being at under 100 pitches, he's still got plenty of fuel left in the tank.
Robles settles under and makes the catch. 2 down.
All right, here's Carroll with 2 down, and this could be a Game 7 situation or a Game 6 situation.
That one to first, really.
And we are going back to Chase Field as the Mariners have won the last 2 games. So we'll see you guys in episode 9 or 10 of Strike to the Venom.
And this could be the